Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, I'd like to make a few announcements. First, we are proud to announce that Sabbat the Schism is officially out now. Not only does it delve into the history and lore of the sect, it opens up multiple role-playing options for fans of the game, including new playable clans, elder level powers, and much more. You can find your own copy of Sabbat the Schism in the link below. Second, I'd like to thank RS Experiments, our local musical talent, for graciously providing the custom music you've been enjoying so far, including our awesome main theme song called Haven Dweller. If you enjoy any of the music used during the stream, and you'd like to hear more, you can find a full library of Mark's work by clicking the link below to RS Experiments' SoundCloud page. Lastly, if you enjoyed tonight's session and you'd like to see more, be sure to follow both our channels. You can catch us live most Sundays at 7 p.m. CET by tuning in to youtube.com/@EriseGames or at twitch.tv/EriseGames. Alternatively, you can enjoy all our recorded sessions on YouTube. Links below. Remember to like, subscribe, and be sure to leave us feedback and suggestions in the comments below. We hope you enjoy the session. And without further ado, let us delve into the world of darkness in tonight's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Wasting no time, we join the pack as they sit in the living room of the Haven. Jack sits on the couch, flipping through the pages of a book as Serena paces around the room, explaining her plan. Abel leaning on the bookshelf, and Jasper simply resting against the wall and observing.
So, mm, so we're expecting today Isaac, Caroline, and maybe somebody else on reconnaissance, which is on support. But we still need to grab and separate the anarchs. Jasper, Jack, you, two, and I will need to, before the battle starts. Serena points to the map of Santa Monica and points to free its corners. We will need to make sure there's a distraction. We'll do a mass embrace. Drag the forces out to free ends of Santa Monica. And leave those be. thin out the herd if you can. But remember that we will need to ensure that more of them die than survive. Now, before even that, I will be going under Santa Monica and I'll establish my supernatural surveillance over it. That way I'll be able to warn you guys if there's large amount of people amassing towards you, if there's any case of something that Isaac misses. Either way, it'll give us an oversight. And beyond that, we still have a risk that Erise will avoid capture. But I have a plan. I have recently learned a ritual. A ritual that will greatly boost my power and also allow me to stay up, and Serena checks the time, until 11 a.m., long after the sun has gone up, and even not suffer from sun damage in the shade. I will need, though, an hour of uninterrupted meditation time to perform the ritual, as I'll be asking for a boon from the god of the dead.
An hour is okay.
Well, so in short, ritual first. From what I understand, I should also be able to use some other powers that I've yet to learn. And if that's so, then I should be able to set up I should be able to make it so that we're all able to communicate with each other on the battlefield, regardless whether we separate or not. It is a elder power of the Malkavian clan. So yes, I do the ritual. We meet up with Isaac, and if the witches are also there, but then we show up. Maybe they also can join the group call, but I don't think they'll want to do that. They don't seem like the very chatty type. Either way, we'll set up the call. That way we'll be able to communicate efficiently and won't need to have any phones or any of that. It should be able to cover the entire area. After that, I set up the surveillance through the plans on the area. My eyes of the earth should cover the entire Santa Monica. Then we Jasper. After that, once all of that is done, Jasper, Jack, and Jasper, Jack, and I will go and prepare the mass graves. I have procured some mortals for the occasion. They're bound and prepared.
Good.
So you'll just need to grab the car and go into the location. On my mark, we'll be able to start synchronously. And after that, Olivia, I'd like you to go with me. Jasper and Jack, you'll be together. Abel, you'll be with Caroline. Provide support as much as you can, whether through illusions or otherwise. The witches will be able to feast on the anarchs to their heart's content.
What are our specific targets?
Well, our specific target is Therese Jeanette.
Okay. Are we expecting to take them out tonight?
But we also need to
or
no,
in the morning?
well, I don't expect to take her out. Like, if we manage to do that during the night, excellent. If we don't, it's no big deal. I've organized with my ghoul a vehicle to travel towards her resting place. I'll capture her while she's in day torpor.
All right. And the rest of us, during the attack, what do we do?
You
Where do we
thin
go?
out.
Specifically.
So, Olivia, you'll be with me. You won't be able to mass embrace for obvious reasons. But we'll be weeding. So we'll go to the north of Santa Monica. Jack.
Yep.
Well, actually, Jack and Jasper, should we have 3 locations? To be fair, the west of Santa Monica is quite full. I think we should have only 2 locations with mass embraces, north and south. That's where we have some areas where we can draw the anarchs without causing too much ruckus with the mortals.
I also think someone should be in charge of assaulting the asylum. Make sure that the sisters can't take their usual resting spot. If the anarchs don't feel safe in Santa Monica, if they don't feel safe in the asylum,
How about
that works in
then?
our favor.
Well, then, how about then? Olivia, you go first with me. We set up the mass embrace, but I also want to send out whoever comes for the mass embrace ones. You'd be able to do that and leave no witnesses. Correct?
Easy enough.
I'll be able to go to asylum. I can, and Serena snaps her fingers. I can set it ablaze. Make a statement.
Good.
Because it's one thing for Dimitri to arrive from Paris. Another thing is for that Dimitri to be as skilled as our dead doctors in Caldenism. Me being as skilled in that, it wouldn't be a surprise. So I think it'd be best if there would be any witnesses from the burning of asylum, that they would only speak of me being there.
All right. Where are the others going specifically? Just
Jasper
causing
and
general mayhem or targeting
Jasper and
specific
Jack,
spots?
you'll be. So the anarchs are the main forces of the anarchs are spread from the pier to the asylum, from my previous reconnaissance. So we will need to first drag out to the north to the mass embrace and to the south to the mass embrace. And then somebody who can do a lot of damage at once, like you, Olivia. And she looks to Jasper. What about you? Can you do a lot of damage at once?
I can do a lot of damage at once in a great distance, yes. Though, as
Can
he
you
looks,
control that distance? The area?
somewhat depends on.
Serena points towards the map. Do you see this dark area here and this dark area here?
Yes.
This is where we'll be making the mass graves. There will be anarchs heading out to both those locations. The north one is yours and Jack's. The south one is mine and Olivia's. Olivia will be staying in the south and taking care of whoever goes there. Jack will be one of you, if you feel safer, if 2 of you take out whichever forces arrive there, stay together. If not, if you feel, Jasper, that you can take on the anarchs that go to the north and keep whatever damage you do to that area, limited to that dark area where there's less mortal witnesses, then you can stay behind and do what you must. and Jack can start moving towards the center. There is a
Very well.
van. There is a van in a basement with weapons specifically geared against the vampire kind. That Marcus has been amassing for me. Feel free to take those for backup. Okay? I'll be taking some of those. Jack, Abel, Jasper, will you be needing those? It's gonna get heated, and Abel, you might need to protect yourself too.
I won't mind one.
I'll see what they have collected.
I might not need it, but thank you for the consideration.
Still take. Some of those are pretty good. It takes just one hit, and in 5 seconds, the vampire literally burns up from the inside. It can save you in a tough
pinch.
situation. If, of course, you know how to shoot a gun.
Never really used a gun.
Been
Always
a while.
preferred, well, hands-on approach.
Right, then Jack, you take as many weapons as needed. Abel, same goes for you. If you feel that Caroline would do well with some of the guns, also take some of those. So, to recap. Right now, I'll go and do my ritual. After that, we'll meet with Isaac, Caroline, and let's see if the witches will show up. I did send a message about our meeting spot. I'll establish, if I'm able to, the just conference call, and then I'll sneak into. Then we can go into Santa Monica through the sewers, and I'll establish the surveillance. We'll split, establish the mass embrace location. We'll make the mass embrace happen, and after that, we'll start weeding them out. If we catch Erise at night, then we go rest home. Then we go to rest early. If we don't, I finish it.
Sounds like a deal.
Good. Then, in the basement, there are 2 cars. The mortals are drugged. One of them should go to the north, the other one to the south. There's also a car with a weapon. There's also a car with the weapons. So go take whatever you need from the weapons, and I'll need somebody to hold the mortals for the mass embraces to the locations in advance. While I'm doing the ritual. Yes, well, you'll have to come back after that. You'll need to deliver them. Well, actually, Serena looks at the time. What would be his current time?
It would be about 11 going closer to midnight.
Okay, well, to be fair, leaving those mortals whatever the drugs were off, that would be a bother.
I have a ghoul capable of driving.
Okay. There's 2 cars though. And I'll need you all, and we'll need to meet also at the location. How about I do the ritual, see what it grants me, and then after that we'll, we'll meet up with Isaac, and from there we'll split with the cars.
Sounds fine.
Like, I don't need actually a whole crowd going with me to the center of Santa Monica in the sewers. It is a job easier done by me.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'd take the hour also as well.
Right, go check out the weapons. It's It's the stash that Marcus was preparing for me, Miguel. Pick whatever you need, and please don't bother me for an hour. And Serena goes to the bedroom. Before going to the bedroom, she gives Olivia, like she leans her forehead against Olivia's forehead, and then says, "Well, wish me luck in my negotiating skills."
If you needed luck, I would have wished it.
Serena smiles at Olivia. I knew you appreciate my negotiating skills from the moment we met. And then she goes into her room and closes the door. And as she closes the door, she sits down on the bed, crosses her legs, and invokes the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And because the price is high, I am going to use a willpower. Okay. Pelese. 3 successes! Yes!
Hell yeah!
All right. So, please describe how
It's actually
you're-
4.
Please describe how you perform this
It's
ritual.
Serena basically just closes her eyes and begins meditating on the energies that is Teliaveris. Because this is she needs to establish contact with him to be granted extra power.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very similar to how she uses Eyes of Chaos.
All
She
right.
lets herself enter a trance and
All right. And
meditates.
as you sort of gain this peace of mind, you feel the world around you not change, but become less inhabited. It's almost like the life has been drained from it. And as you get this, like, thinking feeling of loneliness, you feel something brush up against you. You are terrified of the consequences should you open your eyes.
Serena opens her eyes.
But, hold on. But you know the presence is right in front of you and looking straight towards you.
Serena opens her eyes.
You see nothing. But you know it's there.
I come to ask for power. Tonight is the first step of our battle against the ancient city of Enoch. For that, I need, ironically, some political power too, to drag them. And for that, I'll be taking land from someone of my own clan. Someone stuck repeating same patterns of the past. An elder. I seek to claim Therese's head.
The presence seems to... You can't see it, but you feel it. Circling around you, observing you. Almost in a predatory manner. And yet far too large to be concerned with something as small as you. The voice you then hear is one that echoes not through the room, not through the house, but through the entire planet. What do you give in return?
I returned to the cycle many of my kind who have ceased to fight, who have ceased to change, who are stuck in the never-ending pattern of the same type of behaviors that mortals do.
Very well. You hear this sort of mixed growl in the voice for a moment. And again, though you don't see it, you sense its hand lift towards you, almost shaking the ground with just the movement. And a tip of a blade sharp as a knife touches your forehead. And you hear the voice once more. I will lift your curse for only a moment. Use it well. Don't disappoint me. And as the searing sensation of this blessing, curse, you're not quite sure, as the searing sensation begins to heighten and become more and more powerful, you realize your eyes were never actually open. And you open your eyes to realize you're just in the apartment, as usual. But before we continue with your presence here, we will jump to the other three as Serena leaves the room. What are the three of you doing?
I'll go to the basement to get the guns.
I'm going with him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go as well since Serena did mention that Jasper should get one,
No budget.
just in case.
All right. As the three of you go to the basement and approach the vehicle where the guns are stored, you open the back, and there are a good number of duffel bags. It's a pile of them, so it's hard to tell how many, but you'd estimate at least 10. And they are all full.
10 bags.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Okay. If the car is parked, the cameras don't see what we're doing. We'd probably just like look around from the trunk. If not, we'd just probably go to the basement.
Yeah, that's fine. You open the bags, you begin to look around. The design of the guns all seem to be quite normal. Most of them are handguns, though you do see one rifle in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But they all have some sort of odd characteristic that you've never seen in a gun. Anyone with firearms may roll int and firearms.
The last time Jack properly used the gun was 70 years ago, so no.
Abel, do you have any dots? There we go. And that is one success. So, the handguns, you recognize that after sort of examining it, the part that seems to be most modified is the chamber and the barrel through which the bullet travels. It seems to be thicker, like built thicker, though the space for the bullet is about the same, which makes the guns look a bit chunky compared to regular firearms. And you notice this in the handguns. The rifle, there's still something off, but you can't quite tell what it is. And as the three of you open more duffel bags, eventually you find ammo. Boxes of, well, unmarked boxes, first of all, filled with small rounds that vary in the shape of their tip. Some have essentially a hole on the tip with a bunch of cuts on the bullet. Some of them have a solid front, and some of them have a front that ends in a point.
Would it be reasonable for Jack to assume, because like the type of ammo hasn't really changed, the guns did.
Well, the casings are odd. You don't recognize them. They're not from your time.
Yeah,
at
but
least.
like the type of like hollow point.
Oh, you
armor
recognize the
penetrator.
bullet itself, yeah.
Yeah.
But the casing is very different.
Yeah. Point to go against armor. The was a hole are pretty fine against flesh, and to the normals are normals. As normal as they are. So take a pick, lads.
There are only handguns?
And one
Won
rifle.
the rifle.
I guess I'll take the handgun. Jasper grabs it. Unsure how to hold it correctly.
Abel.
Well, Abel's going to take 2 handguns. These are automatic, I presume.
Semi-automatic.
All right. And a variety. Are there clips, like extra clips?
Essentially, each gun comes with a couple of magazines, but there are so many here that you can essentially just have however much ammo you desire. You just have to take the time to load it.
I'll just take a reasonable amount of ammo as clips, and
All right. What kind of ammo do you take?
a few hollow points, I guess, and something armor piercing.
All right. So we'll say you take a couple of magazines of armor piercing and as much hollow point as you can stuff in your pockets, basically.
Okay, and they all seem to be like a incendiary or tracer or something like that.
They're different. You don't recognize what kind of modification was made to the bullet itself.
I see. Okay. I think I'm stocked.
Yeah, I'll take. To
Could
be
one of
honest,
you-
I'll take like 3 handguns and like pick the rifle just in case. And yeah, also like hollow points and AP.
Could one of you at least show me how to, well, use it?
Abel,
Never
if
really.
you won't mind giving him an express tour, I still have something to do as well.
Okay, I'll just go over, the basics, like this is the safety. Keep the point away from your face,
Yeah.
aim it where you want to shoot. Don't yank it, squeeze it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as Abel gives the shooting a motherfucker 101 lesson to Jasper, Jack, I need you to roll wits and firearms. I know you don't. Just roll wits and firearms.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's go.
So, as you examine the rifle, though the design is something you were not super familiar with, you do recognize some of the functionality. It seems to be based on some designs of the rifles you used to handle. Though, as you pull the hammer back and you look at the place where the rifle bullet should go, you notice number one, the hole where the bullet is supposed to go is way smaller than it was before. At least it doesn't fit a rifle round in there, but it would fit a handgun round. And the second thing is, you notice that this rifle is meant to shoot one bullet at a time. There's no space for a magazine or a clip.
Well, then I guess he'll stuff like a pocket full of just loose AP, hollow points, and the first type was like just normal bullets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell.
Yeah, just like a bag of Skittles, but bag of bullets.
Okay.
Is Caroline familiar with handguns? How does she?
You'd know she's spending that much time around Anarch. She probably does have some knowledge of handguns.
Okay, I trust her that she will stock herself accordingly.
All right. Do you guys head back up?
I do.
All right. Well, if no one opposes, as you guys begin to make your way back to the Haven, entering the apartment once more, you hear one of the doors open and Serena comes out looking a bit woozy, as if she's almost staring into the infinite.
That was a quick hour at the basement.
Oh,
I check if it was indeed an hour since we went
it
there.
was. It was.
Okay. Well, I still have time between driving to Isaacs and to Santa Monica and shit.
I need the moment for myself. I need to do a small little ritual, just in case.
Same.
And
Jack will just go and grab a big kitchen knife.
Jasper is going to his room and coming back with some dirt and grabbing a pot or something that and he can put it in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other preparations that you make before heading towards Santa Monica?
For me, it's just...
Serena, you're
for the
muted if
ritual.
you're speaking.
Yeah.
Serena will give a location here where they're meeting up with Isaac, Caroline, and if witches show up, where she'll basically establish the telepathic connection between all of us, right? She looks to you guys and says, so that we don't waste the moon time, she blinks shadily, that's how long this power-up will last. I'm going to head out and establish the surveillance first. The two cars, the two vans with the mortals, Olivia Jack, drives them to the location, and once we meet up there with the rest, Olivia and I will take one car to the south, Jack and Jasper will take the other car to the north, okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right then.
Should I just make a small precaution in case she does escape?
Even if she does, she will need to sleep when the sun rises. I won't.
Exactly. To make it more easier for you, I could give her eternal nightmares. Even if she does escape, she will still have those nightmares until she comes back.
Until she what?
Until
She comes back to find out who gave such thing. Such a
Ah, I don't need her to run away somewhere far. If she gets away, I want her to go to her regular, location where she feels safe.
I think
While
what
you...
I think what Jasper's saying is he can essentially put a power on her that even if she gets very far away, she'll essentially be forced to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So it's
then
a
do
power
it.
that helps you keep her here,
All right.
not that drives her
All
away.
right. All right, you can do it, but I'm going to head out, and I'm going to establish Eyes of the Earth in Santa Monica. Like I said, it's easier if it's one person, and we'll meet up at the agreed-upon location in about an hour and a half. That should give
Sure.
me... Then I'll establish the call, and we'll start our plan. Also, Victoria has announced Javi's death, and she asked us to meet her, but we do this first.
Okay.
And when we go there, Jack, have you perfected your mind reading thing?
Truth, yes. Mind reading still off a
Blocking.
bit.
No, blocking.
It is. It is
Good, good. Then you'll come with me. Olivia, you can also come with me. Basically, whoever of you that can shield their minds, you'll be coming with me to see Victoria. But that is after tonight, not today. Tonight,
Very well.
we attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. I'll be heading out. See you in an hour and a half.
Fair wind to your sails.
Very well. See you.
And Serena is going to basically make her way quietly into Santa Monica, the same usual route that she usually would get. And in the center of Santa Monica, like in the sewers, she'll place the Eyes of the Earth, because that will basically cover most of Santa Monica
Mm-hmm.
and the areas where we will be fighting.
All right. So, as Serena arrives, everyone takes their positions. Who is meeting with Isaac, the witches, Caroline?
We're all meeting in the
We're
same
all
place.
Okay, so you're not going into Santa Monica before meeting them.
No.
Okay,
Only Serena
because
does.
that's very important. So,
Only Serena does.
okay, so
Only
Serena.
Serena does with... Yeah,
Okay.
because I need to set up Eyes of the Earth.
That's fine. So, Serena goes off to do that. In the meantime, the other three, as you arrive at the meeting spot, you see a car stop by, and out of it comes Isaac and Caroline exiting from the passenger seat.
Well, hello there.
Well met, brothers.
I smile at them.
Caroline sees you, gives you a big smile, and goes to speak, but then stops, glances at Isaac, and then quiets down.
I just nod.
So, I already have my students taking positions in key parts of the city's perimeter, area's perimeter. If any reinforcements come by, if anyone within the city starts pulling any funny tricks, we'll know about it.
By the way, have we agreed to meet there, by the time Serena should be back from setting up Eyes of the Earth?
That's why I asked who would be there right now.
No, right now, when Serena leaves, nobody. We meet there all together, and Serena's already back from Santa Monica.
I see. I misinterpreted, my bad. In that case, Serena,
Well,
is
let's
up to you.
say that I arrived now.
Sure.
Right then. Serena basically jumps out of the like whooshes in. Right then. I've set up the eyes of the earth. Good to see you, Isaac, Caroline. Well, let's just wait a bit and see if the witches show up. I'm going to set up an additional level of communication, Isaac, if you don't mind.
What are you going to do?
I can link nine people telepathically. We'll be able to communicate within the entire area of Santa Monica, without any devices or anything.
What is the level of connection you're establishing?
It's just a telepathic connection. You'll have to speak for us to hear anything. So it's not reading your mind, it's you. So let's say you're on one end of Santa Monica, I'm on another, and you say something, I hear it as if you spoke it into my ear, so you can whisper.
Vampiric walkie-talkie.
Alright, so you're not actually delving into my mind.
No. It's more that we're able to communicate at a distance without the need for phones. Because in a fight, we might not have the ability to use our phone.
That's fine. You can establish the connection, so long as you don't actually delve into my mind and read my thoughts. Because that might not be safe for you.
It wouldn't be safe for you also to delve into my thoughts. So.
Not that I intended on doing it.
All right. Serena, basically, I'm going to look around and see if there's the witches around. Maybe they're already here with, you know.
Perception, alertness, please.
Okay.
Miguel, can you check DMs for a second?
Yes.
And I'll use my, obviously, auspex, okay? For hearing and seeing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, actually. The 1 is also a success, because currently I have auspex 6.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty is 0.
Okay. Alright.
So that's 9 successes.
That's fine. So, first things first, the obvious thing you notice, once you actually put some attention to it, is that Jack, despite being still, leaning on the car, and quite away from the action, you notice there's something a bit different about him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely his eyes are black, but that's not entirely new. There's something different about his skin.
Okay.
And as you continue to, scan your surroundings, you eventually spot a number of birds perched on a nearby building. However, weirdly enough, as soon as you notice them, they're all doing their own thing. As soon as you notice them, they all stop and all slowly turn their heads towards you.
Serena waves.
And the birds fly off.
Serena tries to reach out to the birds.
No response.
Well then, I guess won't be needing. I guess they're not joining the call. But then again, I did not expect them to be too chatty. So, I'm going to activate the power. Let me just double check the system. Pew pew pew. Okay. There's no roll. Okay. So Serena closes her eyes and concentrates at reaching out to the mind of Isaac, Olivia, Jasper, Jack, Caroline, Abel,
Okay.
and uses Babel.
All right. How about you roleplay what that looks like from the outside?
From the outside, currently nothing changes. Serena looks down, says something, but since we're all present, nothing really changes. And then she runs off back the way she came until she's no longer heard or seen.
Mm-hmm.
And once she's far away, she quietly whispers, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah. Everyone in the group hears a whisper right near your ear.
Can you quickly confirm that you're Serena? Which book of the series is better?
We all know that The New Moon is the best book.
You're in this right.
Is this a careless whisper?
It is. And you hear some cackling, and after a moment, Serena appears again. Right then. This will allow us to communicate quickly. Then, Abel, Caroline, Isaac will be splitting here. Jack and Jasper are going to the north. Olivia and I are going to the south. We'll make a distraction and send out the anarchs from each end. And while the forces are moving, I'll be moving to make a statement in Elysium. All ready?
One moment.
I guess.
Okay. There you go.
As you guys are preparing, Jasper comes back holding many bottles as he gives out one to Abel, one to Jack, one to Serena, Olivia. And he says, "This will only heal a aggravated damage, so use it sparingly."
How much aggravated damage it would heal?
The bottles,
One.
for reference, the bottles are about this big, and all you can see in them is basically this caked up dirt. It looks nasty.
How much will it heal?
One aggravated damage. It will heal instantly.
Got it. Right then. Well, may the gods of war look favorably upon us. Jack and Jasper, send out the anarchs as much as you can, because that is the payment to the god of death.
I do have a question. How
Yes.
much the city can I...
That
Well-
dark spot, that is the area, like, where you will be doing the massive race. That dark spot away from the mortals. That's how much you can fuck up.
What do you want to do specifically?
Well, I was pondering to irradiate the area or create a giant whirlwind to suck them all and probably break their mind. Either way,
The latter is better.
Yeah. There's been some monitoring of radiation since about last week.
So, keep whichever troops arrive to take out. Olivia, Jasper, you need to eliminate them, but also make sure to keep the battle contained to those non-populated areas. We don't want too much attention, especially given the whole shenanigans that's going on with the Camarilla, okay?
Very well.
And if by sunrise the battle's still going on, you guys retreat. I will have Marcus organize a van for me. She pulls out her pendant. I have the map, and I have the pendant, and I've been tracking Therese, so I'll track her when the day sleep claims her.
Sunrise is
return.
in 4 hours. Set your clocks, ladies and gentlemen, and Godspeed.
Mm-hmm.
Serena gets into one of the vans with the Mortals for Mass Embrace and waits for Olivia.
All right. Olivia joins you quite promptly. Olivia basically just steps into the passenger seat, sits down, and looks to you and says, "I'll wake up once we're close to the action."
Yeah,
And
don't worry.
Olivia closes their eyes and goes absolutely limp.
Serena starts driving to the south, and as she's driving, she also whispers, "Jasper, Jack, once you're at location, let us know. We'll start at the same time."
Very well.
Noted.
Abel,
Abel?
Caroline, I'm counting on you guys to survive and stay safe. There has been quite a few of these guns as well, spread among the Anarchs before I cut off that supply chain. So stay safe. Isaac, if anything changes on your end, let us know.
You'll be warned.
We should get you a Jack.
Hmm? Can you repeat, please?
We should get you our place
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Wanna drive? And without waiting for the fucking answer, Jack just goes into the driver's seat.
Jasper will sit next to him.
All right. And as each of you drive off, we will split the action. So, first, we join Jack and Jasper. There we go. As you drive into the Santa Monica territory, as you make your way in, already the city feels different. You do still get some echoes of the day life of LA. A lot of the nightlife somewhat reflects that attitude that the mortals have, where LA is a city where simultaneously you are taken too seriously and not seriously at all. The environment almost breathes this attitude. Only it's somewhat uneasy knowing that behind all of this facade is potentially a fight that might get both of you killed. You approach the general area that you were indicated, and you find a spot to park the car. You look around. You don't see any indications of Cainites.
I'll tell Serena that we are in a spot. And yeah, get the shovels out.
Jasper whispers into the wind. We're here, Serena. How about you guys? Are you ready?
I will remind other players that you can speak as if whispering into these characters' ears.
Oh, speak as. Then he will ask, Serena, we're here already. What about you? As if speaking to Serena's.
She's
whispering to-
muted, so you better go get digging, my
Ah.
boy.
At location. At location. We're digging up. Preparing.
Same.
All right.
Hmm.
In the meantime, Abel, as you approach the location with Caroline, she seems to be examining the gun. Quite curious about how it works. And then asks you, where exactly did you get these?
In a duffel bag.
She looks to you with sort of a raised eyebrow and kind of lowers her glasses. Fine, keep your secrets. It's just never
Right.
seen anything like this.
I don't know the specifics, unfortunately. I just know that they were procured by Serena.
And I mean, you sure this works?
Well,
Looks almost like a
It
toy
better.
gun.
it better work. Let's just not try it out just now.
By the way, I will note to everyone who's in group call, your conversation are heard to everyone.
Yes. Is Caroline connected?
Yes, she is.
So
So-
we just hear it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, Caroline, as soon as you tell her this, Caroline opens her jacket and with her left hand grabs by the handle a 44 revolver, which she takes from the holster at her side and just puts it on the dash of the car, and then tries to put this chonky handgun into the holster, and kind of makes a frustrated sound of like, we can get a bit more slim designs on these things.
Serena, and that's a moment where everyone again hears Serena's voice. Caroline, I remember seeing you in battle during the last Santa Monica raid. Do you remember some of the anarchs being shot and nothing happening, but then them burning up in a few seconds?
Not really. I was out of there pretty quick.
Yes, well, that's what happens with those weapons. You shoot it, it hits, and in a blink of an eye, like give or take 5-6 seconds, as the shot target is going to burst up in flames
All right.
from the inside.
What's this?
Mick-
What's this logo on the side?
Something
Profiled
works to
arms.
it.
Yeah, that's what it says. But why are you guys getting guns from them?
Because they make
Be-
them, and I kind of
because
own the
they make
company.
them.
Good. So we're working with fascist pricks. Got it.
I see.
Well, rather those fascist pricks. We still need to find out what connections they have to the government.
Well, plenty.
Ah, well, it's a conversation for another
Let's
day.
survive and tell each other later. Yeah.
Whatever. And she puts the gun in her pocket instead of the holster and then holsters the 44.
Either way, Lur, how's goes it on your end?
We just arrived. Shall we?
Okay. Right, and Jasper, Jack, pick up the pace.
Yep.
And
The sound of I am a vampire and I'm digging a hole intensifies.
in the meantime, Serena, you hear Olivia just say, "All done? You sure this is gonna get their attention quick enough?"
It will.
Good. Do your thing, and I'll keep them occupied while you go. Well, ironically enough, burn down the asylum.
Yes. I mean, it will be quite a liberating thing to do. Metaphorically. And Serena continues embracing the mortals and dropping them into the hole.
Mm-hmm. As Serena does this, Olivia slinks into an alleyway as you hear. You see her sort of stretch. She steps back into the alley, and you hear the sound of bones popping and cracking and flesh stretching.
All right then.
As you finish burying the bodies and you begin to make your way to the asylum, Jack and Jasper, how do you await the cavalry?
So, if you want to go alone, like, be careful. I'll just wait for the witches. I'm fine with it.
I'll get ready. If I need assistance, I'll ask for your support. And Jasper will start slowly making his way there. As he does so, he will change into his hard form.
All right. Would you care to explain what that looks like? Because it's the first time anyone's seeing it.
Jasper begins to grow very big as his body becomes more slick build. His legs become bigger. His upper two arms start to get elongated, and his hands on those arms become like sight bones. And while his underarms become muscular and slicker with claws, as he slowly gets into a quadrupedal positioning to make himself faster while moving. So his tails become bigger, stronger, thicker, and that is it.
And in the meantime, Jack just and becomes a shadow on the floor.
No need to. It's fucking expensive.
Right. And as you prepare, waiting for the shovel heads to rise, Serena, you begin to make your way to the asylum as you hear from the distance the cries of frenzied shovel heads rising from the floor. You keep to the shadows, keeping yourself out of
Obfuscated.
sight. Yeah.
Obfuscated.
And you see a number of cars driving way too fast down the street towards
Olivia,
the...
incoming.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have also seen it with my eyes of the earth. Remember, I have
Yeah,
awareness
that's
of
fine.
most
That's
of Sentinel.
fine. That's fine. Drama.
Do I
Hey.
see also cars driving towards the north through eyes of the
Yes.
earth? Olivia, Jasper, Jax. Troops incoming.
Jasper is in his monstrous form, so yeah.
Also, one more thing I would like to do, as she warns me of this, I would like to use an Endurance of Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to just roll to activate it.
That's fine. And as you prepare yourself, Jasper and Jack, you see two cars screech to a halt as the shovel heads that just dug themselves out of the ground begin to sprint and jump on the hoods of the cars, beating down at them. One Anarch comes out with a shotgun, points it straight at the head of one of the shovel heads, pulls the trigger, and a flash of flames essentially puts the shovel head down in an instant. 3 other Anarchs come out, and they spot Jasper. One of them says, one of them reaches into his coat, seems to click something, and say, "It's them." Jasper, Jack, what do you do?
Jack will unleash the absolute fucking hell. Oh, let's try.
Well,
of
I
shadow
would like to do
tentacles.
something before when I see he's grabbing a walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will allow you. I will allow you to make the roll, but I'm gonna bump up the difficulty because you're doing it on the spot.
Very well, very well. I would
And
like
I'm-
to use Nullify.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let him do the roll, and I'll just like roll for the amount of tentacles. Difficulty is 5, by the way.
That's 7.
Ooh. 1, 2, 4, 5.
All right. So Jasper, unfortunately, you don't have a lot of practice moving in your horde form, and so you don't quite manage to activate this in time. The message does get through. However, as you begin to pull at the waves coming from the walkie-talkie, it's nullified after the message goes through. Okay? So you can maintain the power until it gets interrupted. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. As for Jack, how many tentacles do you got?
5.
Alright. Where would you like them?
One in both cars, like
Under the car or
You like-
inside?
Inside from like a dash or something to just like remove the ability of driver to just get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 like around the cars.
Alright. As the Anarch finishes saying this, he lets go of the walkie-talkie, and immediately this screeching noise comes from the device. He gets surprised and kind of just throws the walkie-talkie to the ground, takes a shotgun, aims it forward, and as he does, immediately a tentacle whips out of the car, grabs him by the throat, and yanks him in. In the meantime, Serena, you basically watch all of this happen, as you also see Abel and Caroline holding off fire from a group of anarchs that approach them. As Caroline essentially puts the gun over and pops off a few shots, then gets back into cover, she looks to Abel and says, "Right, what's the plan?"
Well, we just take them out, I guess. Well, keep ourselves safe while.
Yeah, let's not forget that second part, yeah? And she pops off a couple more shots.
Oh yeah. By the way, if if it gets a bit too hot, just
What?
go.
What about you?
I'll buy you time.
Fuck no. And she shoots twice, once again, and then begins to reload her gun. And as she does so, you hear another car coming to a screech. And as the door opens and closes, the gunfire stops, and you hear a voice. "Right. We know who you are. Surrender, or you die right now."
Is that a familiar voice?
No.
Who do I see?
Serena, you see an anarch with a megaphone speaking, and on top of the car that just came to a screech, is another anarch holding a shoulder-mounted RPG pointed at both of them.
I whisper quickly to them. On top of a, so I basically just whisper to them where they are right now and the location of those anarchs and what they have, like the RPG. And Abel, perhaps a word of advice? Your illusions are quite good in this situation. Could be. But also, I actually look around and like through the plants and try to see whether the witches are anywhere.
You do see a number of birds watching very carefully, but they are
where
not
Abel
engaging
is?
yet. On all the spots where you do have allies, the witches are watching.
We do have backup. And Serena basically stops and whispers to a tree. It would be really good if you aided my allies. And then continues running towards Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna speak up and say, well, we got you exactly where we wanted. You're surrounded, folks. And I'm going to use illusions.
Mm-hmm.
My illusion to create tiny red dots on every anarch I see.
All right.
Like laser
You
sight.
motherfucker.
So why don't you throw your guns down?
The anarchs look at the dots and begin to ponder their situation. And as that happens, Serena, you see as Olivia basically finishes dealing with the anarchs in that area. Shakes off some of the damage and begins to transform back. And you hear the whisper. All right, this area is clear. I need to get back. I had to spend quite a bit of blood.
All right, there's food in the haven. Come back when you're ready.
Yeah,
Wait, actually, can I roll maybe if I would have packed that for Olivia into the car?
if you didn't prepare for it ahead of time, no.
Okay, fine.
Olivia begins to leave. And Serena, you begin to see the asylum. The nightlife's still going on here. There are mortals at the entrance. The club is active. But you do notice that security is a bit leaner than usual. There's only one guard at the door.
So, because I had the Eyes of the Earth activated a while ago, did I see Therese, Jeanette around the area?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to so the security is leaner.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use blood to transform into Jeanette.
All right. Expend the blood as necessary. Is this the one-turn transformation, or are you like going into an alleyway and molding that shit yourself?
No. It's a one-turn transformation.
Okay. So, if I recall the rules correctly, you need to roll and get at least 3 successes for it to pass. Yeah.
Wait. I don't think there was a roll.
I can double check.
Dexterity medicine.
Yeah.
No, I just need to roll dexterity medicine.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 12 plus 5 plus 6.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I have enough
plenty.
successes.
Yeah. So with a quick motion, you still duck into an alley because you know damn well that if anyone happens to be looking in your direction and you do this, you'll break off your skate. So you duck into an alley, and in sort of this explosion that hurts like a bitch, but you reform quite quickly, you now look exactly like Jeanette.
All right.
One important question, because this affects the cost of the power.
Mm-hmm.
Are you keeping the clothes you have now, or are you manifesting some clothes out of the flesh?
I'm probably just going to use obfuscate for that.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I don't even change my legs to be like, like Jeanette's legs, because I am wearing heels.
Yeah, that's fine. In that case, all you need to do is roll for obfuscate to mask the clothes, and you don't need to spend any blood because you're not heightening, like you're not making your appearance higher.
Yep, give me a sec. I'm just basically like doing like generic, how to say?
Schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah.
Classic Jeanette.
Yeah, I have enough successes for that too.
All right. So, do you now approach the...
Now I approach the club with a pissed off face and very quickly. Annoyed.
Okay. The guard sees you approach, and I need you to roll a quick, let's say, manipulation and performance. Definitely...
I mean... Okay.
Yeah, okay, that does it. As soon as the guard sees you approach, his eyes widen and he looks fucking terrified.
Get out of my fucking way.
The man just puts his hands up and allows you in. You get inside. You pass through that small corner that leads to the main area of the club. The music is very loud. It's the people are having fun, and you don't spot almost any anarchs in here. There is one in the corner just watching the club.
Serena basically whispers, "No anarchs in asylum." Good. And then I'm going to use Tum Tum Tum. I'm going to.
Time to cause a volcano to erupt in the asylum.
Well, a volcano would be very.
I know.
Like, from what I remember, Asylum has a lot of, like curtains and things like that.
Does.
So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just start casting combust on the curtains. I'm gonna go up to the second balcony, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the balcony. And I'm going to start casting it, so I'll need manipulation and occult, and the difficulty is 5.
All right. You may roll that, and I also would like you to roll a perception and alertness, please.
Yep. Sight aspects applies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then the difficulty is 0.
Yeah, so you
It's
just
9.
succeed.
It's 9 successes.
There you go. So as you begin casting this and you see bits of flame building up, the reaction of the crowd tips you off to something. The Anarch looks at it, immediately tries to approach to put the fire out, but can't bring himself to actually approach the flames and just bolts out the door. Most of the people are running away.
Mm-hmm.
One person in the crowd, some dude who was just having a drink, looks to the flames and then begins to look around and looks up to you. He's calm as hell. He gets up and begins to walk out.
Perception aura? Aura perception?
Mm-hmm. Go on.
So that's perception empathy. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 5 successes.
He is absolutely human, and his aura does have hints of fear, but the primary emotion is hatred and a sense of purpose.
I'm going to quickly check his mind. Can I?
I will auto succeed this roll, but I will have to ask you to make me a wits and let's say what would be the roll you'd have to make for the mind reading in terms of abilities?
Perception awareness.
Okay, so wits and awareness, please,
Okay.
to make sure you can actually catch him before he leaves. Yep. You catch just a glimpse of his thoughts before he exits the club. This man knows exactly what you are, and he's gonna... Basically, the surface thoughts that you immediately grab are, I'm gonna get the signal to the others.
I'm going to use celerity
Mm-hmm.
to basically just tackle him by the neck
Yep.
and basically just squeeze it with my flesh crafting.
All right. This man is dead. And as you end his life, Jasper and Jack. After Jasper decimates quite a few of the Anarch forces, two cars stop a couple of streets away, but in view of Jasper. Once more, two Anarchs come out, one of them with one of these shoulder-mounted weapons, pointing straight
The
at
Serena
Jasper.
seed?
Yes.
The Serena seed? She basically, like, let's say it's at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, RPG, two Anarchs.
On it. Is it like within 25 meters?
It's a bit further away. It's a couple of streets.
Pointed at Jasper.
So
He
one
definitely
action
has a shadow.
each. One action each.
He definitely has a shadow, so he's gonna pay for it. I'm just gonna create another fucking tentacle over there.
I am going to pull his soul out of his body.
All right. I like Jasper's
That
idea
works as
more.
well.
I like Jasper's idea more, so
Go on.
let's go with that first.
Give me a second. I need to see what kind of roll it is.
I'm gonna
Okay, I
crush
see.
this man's spine. I'm gonna fuck his soul.
I'm gonna non-consensually touch his soul.
This shit goes into a fucking short. I mean it.
Supernatural yoink.
Oh my!
Yep.
What'd you do?
So
1, 2, 3, 4.
that's
4 successes.
definitely enough.
Motherfucker.
He gets to roll against it if you, or
What's the resistance roll?
it's his willpower difficulty 8.
Okay, let's see. Look, these are not powerful boys. Okay,
They're not
these
hard.
are just grunts with really good weapons. Yeah, no. Wait. This it's a virtue roll, correct? Or is it willpower roll?
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, you can't botch willpower, right? Because it doesn't have a specialty slot, so you can't botch it. Like
Yeah, you
ones
can.
don't reduce.
You can. No,
successes.
you can botch willpower.
Okay, so you just can't botch virtues. Got it.
Yes.
So, Jasper, with one of these scythe appendages of yours, you just reach out and do this. Down. And as soon as you do that, I need to just make one tiny roll. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. So, as you make this one tiny move, the guy just almost curls up into himself and accidentally pulls a trigger. And the rocket hits the guy, the Anarch, right in front of him and below, and blows both of them up.
By the way, what Jack can see, what happens is Jasper opening his mouth as the soul of that, well, Anarch flies straight into it, and he just devours it.
Serena also will say, guys, if you're done there, start moving towards, and she basically says Abel's and Caroline's location.
On our way.
Alright. And as you two begin making your way there, we jump to Abel and Caroline. As the Anarchs see the dots, the one with the RPG looks around and then looks to you, Abel,
The one with the RPG has especially like more dots than the others.
I would guess so. I would guess so. Let me just make a roll. Yep. So he looks to the dots, and then he looks to your general direction. And Caroline looks to you and says, "Why are they not saying anything?"
I couldn't actually catch what Caroline said.
Why aren't they saying anything?
I don't know. Maybe they're processing.
Caroline peeks out a little bit, and as soon as that happens, Abel, you feel a certain impulse, and the voice in your mind speaks up as time almost freezes around you. It's time to fulfill my end of the deal. May I?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. And as you hear the sound of a rocket being fired, and there's a very, very large explosion that deafens you for a moment, you open your eyes to realize that Caroline is fine. You're fine. You look up and you see that you now have a pair of wings, one of which just blocked the RPG. You shake it off as a couple of feathers seem to have gotten singed. And as soon as the Anarchs see this, all of them begin to bolt.
Serena basically tells everyone which ways they're heading and how they're bolting.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we can corner
Is
them.
anybody still, they're all running from me?
Yes.
Or, Oh.
We're moving towards you. I just need to, now that everyone's left Asylum, I just need to make sure it burns down, and then I'll be heading towards you.
Caroline looks to you, Abel, with her eyes wide open, and just says, "What the fuck?"
Well, surprise.
What the fuck is
All right.
going on?
And as you ask that, Jack, you hear Isaac's voice whispering, "I think someone just fulfilled their end of the bargain. Don't worry, you can hide it easily. Just make sure to put it to good use. They don't like it when you waste their favors. Also, there seems to be some activity in the south end of Santa Monica."
I'm looking towards the south end. What do I see?
While it was somewhat unremarkable before, you begin to see patterns of movement. There are groups of people that seem to be, joining in the nightlife that don't seem quite as... They don't seem to be focused on having fun more than they are looking around.
Mortals, vampires?
As far as you can tell, mortals. Among them, however, you recognize one person.
Who?
You recognize Kian.
Guys, Kian is in, and I see him moving with some, I assume, mortals. Given what I know, these could be trained military people.
I can help.
So, Serena, like, has everyone left Asylum?
Basically, people evacuated the building as it's starting to burn up.
Okay. Just to make sure it fully burns out, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to activate Gates of Magma.
Mm-hmm.
And as it activates, I'm going to basically jump out of that,
Yep.
out of that circle. So, manipulation, Caldenism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's enough successes. That's going to burn for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
It's
6,
magma.
7,
I'll
8,
just
9.
say the building is gonna burn. Don't worry.
It's gonna burn for 18 turns.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And essentially, as you activate this, you can almost hear sort of an echo of a cackle from the fire spirit. You feel a sort of excitement reverberate within you.
By the way,
sort of pyromania.
do I get the next dot?
Let's
It's
wait a
big
moment
fucking
and
fire.
I'll decide. Let's see how
Okay.
badly this goes. You jump
And-
over the circle that you form. You essentially drew it in the air and it just appeared. And as it begins to almost combust things that are just close to it, not even making contact, and the flames build higher and higher, and the building begins to feel more like a furnace.
I leave the building.
Yep. You leave, and as you do, you begin to hear sirens in the distance. With your awareness, you can tell that the fire department has been called.
That's okay. I'm going to concentrate on the anarchs while keeping. So I'm basically letting everybody know where Kian moves. And I'll text actually wait, let me see. Pew, pew, pew. Just a second. I didn't.
That's fine.
I'm just checking.
That's
so
fine.
It's not.
You.
Okay,
I'll give
Olivia
you-
hears it too.
I'll give you some time to check. In the meantime,
I already did.
Okay. Go on.
So, since the goal is to... So Kian's moving with his mortals. You can move to somebody else. I'm just going to be...
Yep, that's fine. Well, as all of this is going on, Serena and everyone else, because this is going to be relayed to you, you see Kian get in a car, and these groups of people all get in quite a few cars, and you see them checking radios, and one of them seems to gesture sort of like this, hands up. I don't know what's happening. And Kian just crushes the radio in his hand, throws it out of frustration, and then looks to the other cars and seems to focus. And as soon as he does, your awareness of Santa Monica shows you all over the territory groups of people with the same patterns of behavior begin to get into their cars. And as that happens, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. See you soon.
See ya.
Welcome back. As you see the cars begin to move all over Santa Monica and finding their way through the streets, Serena, and obviously the others, you hear a whisper saying, if you wanted to know where she is, she's beginning to make her way to Santa Monica.
Just let her make.
20 minutes. That's about the time frame.
Okay. How much longer until sunrise?
You still have a couple of hours.
Okay, so what we really don't want to happen right now is for Kian to intercept Tanet or to capture her and then claim spoils of war, okay? So, he's currently cruising with his mercenaries, but I'm also concerned about any support they might have in the Shadowlands. Jasper, you were talking about a storm you could unleash. Could you do that in the Shadowlands and wipe out any backup vampire or wraith that they have there?
Jasper looks to Jack and he will try to telepathically communicate since in horrid form he cannot speak. Just snarls and...
Jack, he's snarling and I'm not in horrid form.
Yeah, he's probably need my blood. Fuck it, make it quick.
I mean, you should be quite not like you should have filled up on the shovel head.
I'm fine, just make it quick.
Jasper moves very quickly towards Jack, and even though he is very fast and very big, he gently bites into you, just taking 2 points of blood.
All right.
While
very
this
quickly, just to establish, Jasper, have you ever become addicted to Diablerie?
No.
Okay, and you
No.
have Diablerized someone in the past.
Hmm?
You have Diablerized someone in the past.
No, I haven't Diablerized
You haven't?
anyone, as far as I remember. No.
Okay, perfect. Roll self-control, please. And if you don't have self-control, it's...
I'm gonna go make a new character.
It's
He doesn't.
It's instinct difficulty 4. If you have...
Can I use a willpower?
No, actually, if his instinct is 4 or above, he can choose to ignore.
Yeah,
it.
that's why I'm saying. So you're on instinct right now, yes?
Yes.
So, do you have instinct 4 or above?
No.
Fuck. Okay. So
He
See
needs
ya.
to.
See ya, fellas.
Wait, but why is he rolling self-control?
because it's his first time risking Diablerie
blood.
that he doesn't want, like he actually cares about not doing it. So, right.
But he needs to be hungry for that.
Yeah, but this is vampire blood. I've done this with Sosimo in the past as well.
Okay, he can spend a willpower point.
He
Remember?
can to stave off the frenzy. Jasper? Is that something we're doing?
I will use a willpower.
All right. So, Jack, as Jasper is very carefully, sinking his fangs into your arm, that shit hurts because the fangs aren't exactly small, and the kiss begins to take over. And right before it fully takes over, you begin to feel a bit of pressure and pull, and then it immediately letting go almost, as if he's holding back. Jasper, how many blood points are you attempting to take?
Just need to one to go in, one to come out.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that in one turn.
And I will open a portal as quickly as I can and jump in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jack, this is very fucking... Actually, Jasper, you need a pool of water to do this, yes?
Yes, any amount of water.
Well, you're in fucking luck. Pacific Ocean is rather a big fucking pool of water.
Also,
Mhm.
roll me intelligence. Just flat.
Just flat out
Mhm.
intelligence. Okay. Does analytical count towards it?
But it doesn't need to with that amount of successes. You're in the middle of a first world country, arguably. And that means fire hydrants.
Yep. I am going to break the nearest one.
Yeah, immediately
And-
it spurts out a bunch of water and begins to make a quite large pool.
And I immediately go drop some blood into this pool and jump into the Shadowlands.
Jack, you just see this monstrous creature climb into this pool on the floor and it's gone.
Did Jasper go in?
Yes, I'm on my way.
Jasper, can you still hear us?
Jasper cannot hear you.
Actually, it's up to you. There's no rules about it.
Jasper cannot hear you.
Okay. Okay, I guess it's radio silence until he returns. Right. Serena's basically going to give closest locations to Abel, Caroline, and Jack of those cars. Relating to them. Right. Target the fuel tanks, make the car explode. They might be mortals, but I know their look. Those are mercenaries of Kian, which means they're probably also trained to kill us. Which means, given the fact how quickly they arrived here, they probably were waiting for us to attempt to raid Santa Monica again so that they can trace down where we stay for the night.
Up north, one guy told over walkie-talkie, it's them. So yeah,
Yes.
probably they were waiting.
Yes, so it's in our best interest, because soldiers need time to train, especially those against vampires. It's in our best interest to decimate his troops as much as we can. Don't
On
be
it.
seen.
Abel, Caroline, anyone needs high ground?
Oh, don't worry, I can find high ground.
Yeah, you haven't seen this shit yet. Holy fuck.
And Serena's also gonna make her way to the closest one of those cars. And once she sees one, it's combust
All right.
on the tank.
Well, you begin to make your way to the cars. The closest one, you were up north, correct?
No.
Me and Jasper were.
Okay.
She was at...
I was at
You
Asylum.
were at Asylum, which is close to the pier. Okay. So the closest one to you is... One moment. Just have to ping it. It is here.
It's to whom?
The closest one to you, Serena.
But I was here.
Yeah, this is the closest one to you.
Okay, I'm going to actually step through a tree.
All right.
Like going to find some like tree away from eyesight, and going to use it to walk in and walk out. Not too close to the car so that they see me walking out of the tree, right? But somewhere close enough where I can take the high ground and then, or even somewhere where I can just basically step out, like maybe behind them, do combust on the fuel engine, and then step into a tree to a next location.
All right. Well, as you step through a tree to the nearest vehicle, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna agree with Abel on like a point.
No, they also have. Serena has given each of you closest
Okay.
cars to you.
Okay, I'm gonna
So-
go to the closest one to me, teleport on the like roof I can reasonably teleport on,
Mm-hmm.
and take a shot. AP.
AP. with the rifle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Dex and firearm, please.
Yeah, I just have straight dex.
That's fine.
Helese. Fucking hell.
Jesus, okay. So the rifle, you may roll for the damage. It is
It is whatever's like
8
transferring.
damage plus more. 8 damage plus oversight.
no, not for this one. It is 6
Mhm.
plus over.
So 10.
Yeah, and I have to roll something in the background.
One, two, three, four, five, 6.
All right. So you pull the trigger,
Like 1s and 10s are just 1s and 10s.
and you're firing an AP round.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pull the trigger. The rifle fires with an odd sort of metallic clink sound. And you see the bullet pierce into the car. The car stops immediately. People start to come out kind of alarmed. And you see on the rifle a small light turn on the side. A light you hadn't noticed before. There's a button right under it. Yep. You click the button, and as soon as you do, the car blows the fuck up and kills everyone nearby.
I kind of figured out the rifle. And I'm gonna run towards the next car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Serena basically gives him an up-to-date location of the next car.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Um,
Serena, you appear nearest to the nearest car.
combust.
Combust. Roll. Actually, roll me wits and tech.
Okay, just a second.
Or actually,
Powers.
int and tech.
Okay. Book smart supplies. Baby. Book smart.
I don't
Okay.
think so, because it's not the topic you usually read about. You read about occult stuff.
1, 2, 3 successes.
Cool. So yeah, you know enough about cars to know that, you know, where to target the fucking gas tank. So,
Okay. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 successes on the combust.
you focus on it, and you click your fingers, and the car immediately begins to smoke, like almost immediately. It comes to a screeching halt. People start coming out of the car, and I need you to roll me perception alertness, please.
That's 9 successes. Okay, that's at least 9
I'm
successes.
aware.
Okay,
I'm aware.
that's 11 successes.
Is this with vision aspects activated?
Yes.
All right. Roll me stamina, please.
Was fortitude?
Not in this case, no.
Why?
Because this is the fact that you're looking at what's going to be very soon a very bright explosion with vision aspects activated.
Okay.
Here comes the pain.
Here comes the sun.
I mean, fortitude should
do,
apply to this one. Fortitude should apply to this one.
Well, not really, because this is the side effect of using Auspex.1
Yeah,
improperly.
but it's a physical thing. It's a physical thing.
Yeah, but it's not dealing damage.
Still,
It just rolls
maybe
stamina,
then
it's
should
fine.
be more.
Her retina is also fucking armored, okay?
Yeah, actually.
Probably not because of fortitude.
Yeah, it's fine. You got a
Okay,
success.
I have one second.
Yeah, you got a success. So, you notice as you see the people come out, they didn't prepare themselves entirely, but you see that they were, like, putting some attire on. You see bits of armor on their chests. Some of them have these gloves that look very odd in design, like very almost biomechanical in design. And almost all of them have put on these metal collars that seem to be articulated around their necks. And as
So
you see them come out, your eyes immediately shut as you feel this stinging sensation in your eyes as the car blows up and all of them die. You barely manage to close your eyes in time and manage to avoid being blinded, but you sort of have to like clear your eyes for a second.
yeah, so I'm actually the same moment. I'm just stepping into a tree to the next location.
And we jump to Abel, who I would imagine is right now flying with Caroline, who is screaming for her dear life.
Isn't this fun?
No, it's not.
Caroline, stop screaming, please.
Abel's basically going. Dun, 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 dun.
Fucking yeets Caroline now.
That's public domain, so we can do that. Abel,
So
are
yes.
you fucking flying right now?
Yes. Aren't you?
Okay. Don't forget to explode the cars. AP works surprisingly well.
Abel, as you fly over the city, you do see a couple of cars driving in.
All right. Caroline, can you reach my holsters?
I got my gun.
Is it AP?
Hollow point.
Well,
Fine.
Oh.
She kind of twists her body and reaches into the holster and pulls one of your guns out.
let's do a flyby.
Serena
I hate your humor.
Serena, you straight by hear Serena's voice. If you're fucking flying with wings right now, do not get fucking seen by mortals.
Okay. I'm gonna follow one of the cars. Is it driving into heavy traffic?
No. The streets are pretty empty. It's, pretty late in the night. Well, early in the morning.
Okay, but there are cars maybe parked on the sidewalk.
Yeah, a few, but not many.
Fine. I'll as they come up to a junction, I'll create an illusion, tailored illusion just for them of a truck just appearing and ramming into them, and see how they're gonna
All right.
react to that.
Do you need to roll anything for this, or just mark willpower down?
I don't need to spend any resources. but
Doesn't an
I'll
illusion cost a
roll-
willpower?
Not now, not
Oh.
anymore.
Oh, right, because you got the thing. Nice. So basically, you
Yeah.
just see them reacting, but otherwise they're just kind of screaming at ghosts.
Okay, well, the idea was to get them get the car swerving so that they might just hit one of those cars that are parked.
Okay. In that case, let me roll something. See if they can keep their shit together. Oh, okay. They swerve a little, but the car eventually, comes to a slow stop as they realize, things aren't what they seem.
Get them while they're still in a car. Those mercenaries are armed to the teeth and with anti-vampire weapons and gear.
Okay, I'll try and land as close as I can on a roof, and then we'll just, I guess, open fire.
Like, Abel, you had those flames, did you not?
Well, I can try and throw them, sure.
Aren't we keeping a low profile?
Fine, just shoot. Either way, I am walking to trees and taking them out also.
Yep. At some
Probably
point,
while...
as Abel and Caroline blow this car up, all of you hear Isaac's voice. I think we may have a problem.
What is it?
Kian doesn't happen to have a twin, does he? Or three?
No.
Fuck.
I'm going to see what Isaac is talking about.
Yeah, he gives you a few locations, and across the city, you see, as you pay attention to the cars, the drivers look like Kian.
Well, is one close by to me? Actually, it doesn't matter. I can step through a tree and read aura from obfuscate.
Yeah. You...
Or rather, actually, why waste time? I'm gonna step out of tree again, like the previous time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna combust it. Because here's the thing. I know what Kian is. So, if that's not Kian, it's gonna burn up in flames. If it's Kian, might actually be able to get out of there alive. And and here's the thing, I'm gonna actually do that to, like, those, like he said, 3 locations?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that in all 3 locations, basically by stepping into a tree, combust, step back before it explodes, and watching with the eyes of the earth. Next location, same, and basically...
Yeah, so first one, combust, the car blows up, and you see, just as you cast combust, Kian, like his eyes widen a bit, and he fades away from the car, and the car blows up.
Okay.
You go to the next, and the same thing happens.
And the same happens with the third one? It could be actually... I remember once one of the race, or something of that ghost kind, they appeared in a car to me like they were physical, or possessing maybe some... No, they were physical, and they appeared as a human, but then they also managed to appear as Cecil. So we might be actually dealing with Wraith.
Alright, and as you say this, Jasper, we join you in the Shadowlands. As you venture through the Shadowlands, moving towards your objective, you begin to feel as if you're being watched.
First things first, as soon as I step into this place where No mortals can go into. I would like to activate a power.
All right.
Just in case if there are other vampires nearby, you know. I would like to activate Armageddon.
All right.
Let me just check.
So it's the activation roll, occult plus the attribute, which I believe for that one is manipulation.
Mm-hmm. And 1, 2,
And
3.
there's difficulty 5 plus 4, if I'm not mistaken. So difficulty 9.
So that's 2 successes.
All right.
So a
Yeah.
5-meter radius around me irradiates, and every turn passing, it grows in 5 meters.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And as you move through the Shadowlands, again, you feel like you're being watched.
Mhm.
And you begin to notice that the husks that you're accustomed to seeing spread about LA, given the sort of violent past it's had in recent years, thanks to the appearance of the Ankaran sarcophagus. None of the husks are present.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
What about the wraiths, the regular wraiths?
Nothing.
The whole place is empty completely?
Completely empty.
No, this is no good.
Mac it still.
Can you roll me
Can I
perception
try?
alertness, please?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Can I try to see who is watching me?
Mm-hmm.
Aspects counts, right?
Alertness,
Yep.
yes.
So that's 1, 2. Yeah, basically everything minus 1. So 5 successes.
All right. Roll me stamina plus fortitude if you have it, please.
Okay. I thought. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. So, as you walk around the Shadowlands trying to keep an eye out for what might be the source of this, you barely spot an axe flying in your direction. You raise your arm to block it, and it sinks in. And as it does, you feel sort of a searing sensation, and you quickly bat it off of your arm. The axe falls on the floor, and fading into the Shadowlands is about almost 2 meters tall of a man, dressed in this rather futuristic looking armor, holding one axe in one hand and a knife in the other. And he's walking towards you.
Alpha. Does he look conscious?
He does, at least from his motion, but he's wearing a helmet.
Well, since he is alone, I might as well just try to pull his soul out and devour it.
Mm-hmm.
That is Okay. Manipulation. Okay, that's 3 successes.
All right, and he resists with willpower, correct?
Yes, difficulty 8.
Okay. That is... He has 1 success.
Okay, so with 2 successes, what happens? For the next 2 turns, he's unable to move as I have slightly pulled out his soul from him.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And I would like to now straight up run at him and smack him down with... I might as well, I guess. Actually, no, I'm gonna try to... Since he cannot move at all, I'm gonna try to just cut his... Fine. I'm going to use Hunger of the Void on him.
Oh, let's go!
Oh, and by the way, this is while I'm irradiating, so...
Oh,
Mhm.
he's still irradiated. Let's fucking go.
So that's... Strength, yes? Yes, it's strength. So that's a total of... Okay.
Oh, I completely forgot to tell you the damage from the axe, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 lethal.
Lethal?
I'm being nice.
Okay. I will also heal that, so there's nothing
Healing
blocking.
takes a turn, so
Uh,
keep that in mind.
He's frozen for 2 turns.
Yeah.
I'll heal and then I'll throw in
Mm-hmm.
Thing and Storm on him. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, 3. Yeah, 3. So as I pull out my soul, smack it around it a little bit, and throw it at him, as I am also pulled towards it slowly but surely. I create a storm right underneath him. Are we using meters or feet?
We can
Just
use
so
meters.
so I know.
That's fine.
So I make a 24-meter storm that
Damn.
is constantly sucking him in. He has to roll willpower difficulty 9, or else he becomes like a husk.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Ignore that. I pressed the wrong number. Difficulty 9, you said?
Yes.
Alright, he succeeded.
How many success? He has to hit at least 3.
Ah, so no, he did not succeed. He got 1 success. Well, actually 2.
Oh, but yeah. Still oof.
Yeah, still very
Still
oof.
fucking oof.
So he now turns into a mindless creature. His virtues and morality are stripped, completely reducing to 0.
Alright.
Oh!
And as you do this, the man kind of falls to one knee. Does the storm end at any point?
It only ends after... those of him... Wait, I'm trying to find where...
That's fine.
Oh, it ends in 3 turns.
Alright. So, we'll say the 3 turns take place. Or are you doing anything?
No, I'm not doing anything. Also, he's taking 3 aggravated damage because I'm
that's fine.
already eating.
So, as the man falls to one knee and his axes fall to the ground, you begin to see that the armor goes limp and then falls, and then you begin to see the helmet fall to the ground, and you see ashes fly out. Roll perception alertness, please.
Well, fuck me.
He asked nicely. It shall be. It shall be. It shall be given to him.
Of course. It was. Oh my god. Yeah. 8 successes.
Very good. You do manage to spot him this time. As you watch this man be turned to ash, you catch something, sort of a gut feeling. As you turn, you spot 2 more, dressed exactly the same, walking towards you, each with 2 axes in hand.
Well, this is not gonna be fun. Hmm.
So, what do you do?
I will. Just a second, I'm reading something.
It's fine. In that case, as you read, we'll quickly hop to the other side and rejoin Serena, Jack, and Abel. As you begin to hear Isaac's voice once more,
Yeah.
saying, "Okay, we might have a problem."
What's going on?
Ian just... I mean, the report is very weird, but Kian just appeared out of nowhere.
Where?
Next to Therese. You might want to hurry.
I'm going to go through the fucking tree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hurry up as well.
I'm gonna fly.
And as soon as I'm gonna walk out of the tree, you know what I'm gonna do on Kian? Pew pew pew. How many people are around?
Quite a few. This bit of a public area.
Okay, then.
By the way, for
I'm going-
context, this is the hotel.
Okay, this is the hotel. Okay, that's good. What I'm going to do is. I'm going to use Voice of Madness on him.
Go on.
Okay. So basically what I'm going to do, like I'm just gonna say it out loud. So I'm gonna use Voice of Madness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to Oh, by the way, by this time I would have actually like changed my appearance not to Jeanette anymore. Because,
All right.
You know who I'm gonna be now? Iris.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Right, so I'm going to like appear out. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cause him to frenzy.
Well, roll
and then
first. Because let's see what happens.
he enters an instant frenzy. And that is enough successes to cause him to frenzy.
And it is targeted, yes?
Yes, it's targeted.
Okay. You speak. You know it should have worked. But he doesn't seem to be reacting. And you also notice that, essentially, he's following Therese onto the elevator. Jack is
Oh.
you're basically arriving about at the same time.
Are
Mhm.
there any big, like hotels sometimes have like big trees and decorations and stuff? Anything like that in the
There are a few plants in the lobby,
I
but
meant higher up.
nothing very big, really.
So he followed Therese inside.
Yeah.
Any other plants in the building?
That you can see through.
Yeah.
There definitely are. I'm just gonna check. Okay, yeah. There are plants pretty much everywhere in the building. Rooms have plants to decorate. There are some plants in the hallways. It has a lot of like decorative plants. It's just nothing big enough for you to travel through, but it has plenty of decorative stuff.
That is fine. I'm at the hotel and I do have blood forms, so what I'm gonna do I see what floors they exit?
Oh, so you're just allowing them to go in?
Well, does he look like they're in cahoots?
Well, she seems to be leading him somewhere.
Okay, then I'm going to actually attempt a fun thing. I'm going to attempt telepathy. Actually, what's in the hotel? How many people?
Quite a few. I mean, it's pretty late, but there are always people checking in or checking out of this hotel. It's a pretty popular hotel in Santa Monica. So
Okay.
there's never like at this time you'd never see like a lot of people. But there's like one or two people once in a while walking through. So there is a mortal presence enough for it to be a risk doing anything.
Actually, I'm going to. So what I'm thinking of doing is obfuscate it. Well, no, not obfuscated. Best to actually just. Let's see if that's actually a vampire. I'm gonna combust his clothes.
Sorry, the guy in armor?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna combust him. That's +2 difficulty for me. So that is, it was 5, now it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10 successes.
One moment.
Oh, and for every success on this roll, target suffers 1 level of aggregate damage.
Yep. All right. And he
So
has
that's an
to...
act.
Yep, he has to roll fortitude. Which is that much. And the bonus from the tech.
It's not, tech doesn't block it.
Hmm?
Tech doesn't
It's
block
not
it.
just any tech.
It's not regular tech. It's not blocking it. It's doing something else. Okay.
I see.
So, just before the elevator doors close, you see him essentially flinch as if something happened in the armor, and then the doors close.
Well then, I'm gonna use my 6th celerity right now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
To just, this should basically allow me to move really, right? So that I'm not even detected on cameras. Right?
if you move fast enough. I'll probably have to roll for it, because cameras can capture, depending on the quality of the camera, they can capture a pretty high frame rate. But I'll roll for it, okay? But it is possible for you to move fast enough not to be caught by most cameras.
Right, so I'm going to get into the lobby and start heading up the elevator shaft. Oh, well, not the elevator. I'm gonna start heading up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal is actually to make it, like on the top you have elevator, like access points for fixing.
Yep.
So what I'm gonna do there, I'm gonna...
Well, I would
basically
also
get
like
this-
to hear what Jack and Abel are doing, but finish what you were explaining, Serena, but then give them time to act.
Okay, yeah. So basically, Serena's going to head up to a high enough floor, and she's going to destroy the elevator lines.
Okay. Make me just a feat of strength. So it's whatever your strength is plus a roll of willpower.
Okay. So willpower
Roll
plus
of
strength.
the strength is auto successes. If you have potence, that's added on to it, and then you roll
Okay, that's
willpower
9.
to see how much you add on top of it.
Okay, so that's 9.
Mm-hmm.
I have 9. And willpower as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 successes.
So that plus 9, 13 successes. Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, actually, I can also add momentum. I'm gonna spend a blood point and use wait. I'm gonna add momentum
Let's keep
to
it
my
simple.
strength.
Because you don't
Wait,
need more successes to achieve what you want to achieve.
but I want it to be
fine.
instant and
Go go over the top.
no,
but...
it's just 6 more successes,
Okay, cool.
so it's 19.
Okay. So, essentially, you go up as far as you can in the very short amount of time you think you have. You go up to the... You don't even go to the access point. You just go to the elevator doors, pry them open, grab the lines, and then just rip them off. And you hear the hinges of the system of the elevator squealing as the elevator begins to fall, and then you hear a tch right as it starts falling quite fast. Jack.
Have I been told what's going on?
Well, you saw Serena fucking bolt, and as you see her bolt, Abel basically walks in. No wings this time. They're hidden. Caroline is catching her breath, her non-necessary breath, outside.
Abel,
By
would
the
you
way-
mind going into the elevator shaft?
By the way, they see me bolt, so you guys see me bolt, and you know that Kian and Therese have gone up. And then you hear the elevator falling, and you hear Serena, or telepathic connection, incoming. Basement, probably.
Well, right as you're about to say that, Serena, that chink happens.
What chink?
It's not the sound of an elevator crashing down. It's basically the sound of like a mechanical failure in the shaft of the elevator.
Yeah, it probably breaks.
Yeah, these usually have automatic brakes.
Okay, is the elevator not falling anymore?
Nope, seems to just have stopped. It's a couple of
How
stores
far?
below you.
Do I see them exit the elevator by any chance?
It's basically between floors. There's no way to exit it unless they're like the elevator's fixed, or they're pulled out through the hatch, which is always closed.
Can
Yeah,
I
it's closed from
quickly?
outside.
Can I quickly do a what's that thing? View it from with astral projection inside the elevator.
You can. I'll remind you that your body is going to be like flopped on the ground.
Or it's very close, so it should like take me like literally like a second back and
It's
forth.
going to take you a turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So, before you do that, I still want to hear what Jack and Abel do.
Uh,
Oh, I let you know
I
which floor.
suggest just go like to the proximity. Like I can go up 8 floors in a fucking one teleport,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just pull us into the shaft. Or fucking weird that sounds.
You'll do what in? What?
I'll get us into the elevator shaft through the shadows.
All right. Well, as you basically grab Abel and non-consensually yoink him into the
I
fucking-
offered him to say no. I gave him an offer.
It's up to him. Abel, do you go with Jack?
I was like about to say something, and then he yanked me
Okay.
to the shaft.
Well, both of you just appear in the elevator shaft. You look up, and you see the elevator is stuck a few floors up, and you see the counterweight of the elevator quickly making its way down towards you.
We better dodge that.
Yeah. Can I? Well, the counterweight
What
is
if,
not that big.
can I just grab Jack? I mean, the counterweight, it doesn't fill the whole
Yeah, it's by
diameter
the
of
heights.
the.
Yeah. You
Of the
can
snap,
you
right?
can just like push him to the corner, make sure the thing
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
just-
hit you directly.
Gonna grab Jack, fly a bit
Mm-hmm.
upwards, so that when it impacts to the ground, nothing
All right.
Happens to us.
So,
happens
Jack,
either.
here's what you see. You basically expect to dodge this thing. You feel Abel wrap one of his arms around you, and then you just see a pair of wings perch themselves on the sides of the elevator, and you feel those wings lift you up. And you just go up in the air, kind of being pulled up by Abel, who just begins climbing the elevator shaft with these wings. And the weight just passes by you and crashes onto the bottom of the elevator shaft.
That was fucking unexpected.
So how high shall we go?
I'll tell him like how much we need to go for me to teleport us to the
This
top
is
of the
more
elevator.
than one turn. This is more than
Yeah,
one
that's
turn.
fine. It's just that you took quite a long time, so I want to
Yeah,
let them
no,
do something.
I-
But yes, okay.
I'd
So
probably
as you guys move
tell
up,
them something.
go on.
What I mean is, it should have taken me a turn to see
That's-
inside the elevator,
That's fine. That's what I'm getting
so
to.
I can tell them
That's what I'm getting to. So
because it's important.
that's what I'm
maybe.
getting to.
Okay.
Breathe. Okay. So as you guys climb up the shaft, that sounds weird.
Yes.
Serena,
Mm-hmm.
you peek in the elevator and see a torpid, but not dead, Therese. And no Kian.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump down onto the elevator.
So as you return to your body, this is kind of
Yeah.
important. You begin to, pull yourself up from the floor, and as you look into the hallway, you see a couple of people coming out of their rooms to see what the fuck the ruckus is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like so they're coming out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna quickly do a fucking voice of menace on them because they're not gonna remember than me.
All right. I'll just auto success it.
Yeah, it's auto success on them.
Yeah.
And it's like, careful, terrorists attacking!
And they immediately run into. Some run into back into the room. Some begin to like run out
Yeah.
of the building, like still in their fucking pajamas. You even see like a couple that was obviously busy with something running out of the building naked.
Yeah, so basically,
LA,
I'm
everybody.
going to tell to I'm gonna
Yes.
tell to Jack. Jack, can you teleport into the elevator and there's torpor Therese? Can you take her out?
Sure. I'll. Okay. I'm gonna get into the elevator. It's probably like on emergency light right now.
Mm-hmm.
While Jack is doing that, I'm gonna spread my eyes and see if there's anything, any shenanigans. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
You expand your
like,
perception, and through the plants outside of the hotel and the plants inside of the hotel, you begin to see a group of armed men running into the hotel, past all the terrified.
incoming. Incoming. So, Jack, how many can you teleport?
Probably all three of us.
Okay.
We also have Caroline.
She's not in the elevator
Where's
shaft.
Caroline? Where's Caroline? I'm gonna look.
She's outside, hearing the ruckus. She basically
Yeah.
dodged the armed people and seems to have her hand in her holster, just observing what's going on.
Caroline, hold your fire. Jack, actually, take Therese and take Abel.
Mm-hmm.
These armored people. Well, I suppose, what better sign it would be if I also blew up this. So take her out, but actually, I'm gonna quickly check one thing. So I got that message in the network, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have Sybil's tongue. So I'm going to use it based on that information to see whether the Therese in the elevator is actually the. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna use a willpower point.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, that was good. I have one success. And that should basically give me a straight and direct, like, filtered answer.
Yep. Definitely the real one.
Right, this is the real one, so take her. And
Mm-hmm.
and get out of the hotel. I'm gonna give it the asylum treatment.
Very well. Through the series of a bit complicated teleportations, Jack will get Therese out and was able to like the
Outside.
emergency staircase or just outside.
Where Caroline is. Like, Serena
Yeah.
would tell you where Caroline is. And you know what I'm gonna do, Miguel?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna transform into blood form. And I'm going to go down to the very basement. And summon here, you know what again? Gates of Magma, that's right.
All right. I will auto success that because as you begin to turn on this power, not only do you summon this circle around you, you almost feel this urge to let go. Do you?
Yes.
Okay. We will cut to Jasper, and I will describe what happens at the end. So, Jasper, As you see
Yes.
these two people approach, did you check what you needed to check?
Yes. If question, the helmet near me, do I see any like cameras inside, any monitor inside the camera, or is it just to protect their head?
You can't see inside the helmet. It has
From the
like
one that I
a...
just killed. Like,
Oh, you want to examine it? It'll take your turn.
yeah, just like a quick glance. Is there like a monitor inside?
With a quick glance, you can't tell.
Oh, fine. Then Jasper will activate Spectral Cloak.
All right.
And let's see. This one again. Cloak to activate his perception. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
All right, cool. So
this basically puts me in a obfuscate mode level by the Shrine of Enoch, which is 5. So, yeah.
all right. So as you essentially pull this power straight from your surroundings onto you, the two figures, as they see you begin to disappear, both of them begin to sprint in your direction. And as you fully disappear, you almost instinctively take a few steps to the side, and one of them immediately throws their axe that just goes past you. The other one takes a swing, a blind swing into the air, and just looks around panicked.
Is he within 1.5
Yes.
meters from me? So that triggers my merit. I need to roll here. What's plus brawl? That's that is 1. Wait, let me see the difficulty again. Difficulty steps on 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
All right. Let me just roll something. All right. So, basically, as this guy swings wildly into the air and looks around, kind of terrified, you don't really think about it. Your tail's basically just one of them grapples his leg, knocks him to the floor, and the other one just pierces him against the floor and begins to like hit him over and over until you just hear a and the spike just goes through the armor and opens it up like a fucking can of peas.
Now this does not count as my action. So as my action, I will proceed to destroy the next one in front of me that does not see me.
Please tell me how you do this.
So I get 4 arms, and 2 of them are like sights. So with the 2 first arms, I grab onto his arms, and with the other 2 that are sights, I just spin like slash them around his neck to completely decapitate him.
And as you do, you notice it takes quite a bit of effort to get through the armor in the first place. And as you tear through the armor, you feel something odd in the material of the armor. You can't quite place it, but there's something weird about it. But you do manage to decapitate the man, and you just see the bodies basically turn to ash.
Well, I'm still invisible, so no one should be able to see me, because unlike Obfuscate, I can move around freely, as long as I don't bump into anyone in particular.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take a good look around to see where the true enemy is. These are just most likely grunts.
Yep. And as you look around, in the distance, you see this fragmented building basically almost instantaneously expand, and you see pitch black shapes of flames building into almost an inferno the size of the entire building.
That's most likely Serena's thing, where she burned up. Maybe.
Yep.
And there is no one else around in the Shadowlands, correct? Anymore? Just these three? In
Just
that
these three.
building?
Can I send him a shadow message?
You can attempt, yes.
Yeah, I'll try to send him a shadow message that we got to Erise, go to the Haven.
So yeah, Jasper will go towards the direction of the Haven, and when he's there, he's going to try to see through the other side to see what's happening, if he can sneak attack anyone.
Yep. As you peek upon, like, peer into the other side, you're running quite fast as this form, due to your, let's say, added physical aptitudes. And as you're running in the direction of East LA, you see a van. You can sense through your vinculum that your allies are within. And as you see one of the doors basically open up, and Caroline peek out and pop a couple of shots back, you see that they're being chased by a car. Guys, you are in a car chase.
Let's fucking go. Who's gonna be
Other-
driving?
By the way, are they in my range of vision?
If you poke your head out of the van, yes.
No, I meant I was still in a building, so I'd be probably moving separate after it.
Oh, so you didn't... I would assume that Marcus would pick all of you up. But if you...
No. So
I have
basically,
Okay,
a
that's fine.
question.
Yes.
so my question is,
Okay, one at a time, I guess.
yeah,
Serena.
can I finish my question then? So,
Sure.
is the car that's chasing Jack, Abel, and is it still within my vision of eyes of the?
Yes. Though barely.
Good.
It's starting to exit
Good.
it.
Then, yeah. So I'm going to basically get to the closest tree where I can walk out
Mm-hmm.
and do combust.
All right.
As she doing that, because I have a visual on the car that is chasing them, can I see the driver?
Yeah.
I would like to devour his soul as well.
All right. So here's
Also,
basically what
any-
happens. Just to put the cherry on top of this session. Jasper, as you pull at the driver's soul, I won't even have you roll for this. You see him sort of jolt and then go absolutely limp. And the rest of you basically see the car begin to swerve and then crash into nearby parked cars. As you do, you see a couple of these soldiers climb out. Most of them armed to the teeth with submachine guns, handguns. One of them has a very, very oddly modified assault rifle. And I'll have... Oh, actually, no. Jack, note this down on your memory, Merit, because you will remember what the fuck this looks like, so you can examine it later. Basically, as you see these men like climb out and basically get ready to chase your car and fire upon it, you see in the middle of the street, as there are these palm trees that dot the road, out of one of them walks Serena, looks towards the car, clicks her fingers, and walks back into the tree, and the car blows up and kills all of them. And that is where we'll end tonight's session. Thank you everyone for watching.
What about coming to Victoria with,
Either next session or in the after session. Okay?
All right.
I would really appreciate it if it was next session because I want to capture this on camera, but it is getting late.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
See you
thank you
around.
everyone. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next week in the next episode of Beyond Armageddon. Thank you very much.
Fly, you
Bye-bye.
fools.
Fly, you fools!
Hey guys.